Hey there, this is Chris Parsons. I'm with my co-host JP Fluellen, and thanks for joining us again for another podcast of Success Agent, where we're going to talk about strategies to help agents sell more homes and make more money while spending less time and less money to do so. And today we're going to be talking about really setting your foundations for creating a successful business and the different business models that go into it. Both JP and I are agents, and we have different takes on how we're going to run our business. And finding that clarity is really important before you even start diving into it. Just to give you a little background, for me, I'm really heavily focused on technology and leveraging technology to help agents actually close more deals. And I do that with automation. So my business model is really to be a referral agent. Whereas JP, he's in the traditional sense a real estate agent. You know, he goes out, he finds clients, he helps find their dream home or sell their home for top dollar, and then continues to work his sphere and his leads that, in essence, I send him to convert more deals. Do I pretty much have that right, JP?
Absolutely. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So one of the things that is so important though is creating and understanding how your business is going to look like. And we were actually just talking about this. And you know, some of the issues that people have or that agents have when you get to a certain level is you need to figure out a way to combine technology and humans and create that ultimate synergy. Um, you know, JP was just saying one of the best things that you can do for your time, just to be more profitable, be more productive, is to hire VAs. Have you ever had any VAs for yourself?
Not in the well, yeah, I mean I used what is it? Agentology,
Oh
where
yeah,
they call your leads come in, they try to convert them and then pass them over.
yeah,
That worked really well. Um it's just, you have to kind of find your balance. Right now I'm re-reviewing the Millionaire Real Estate Agent and just really focusing in on some of the things about getting to that seventh level business. And part of the things that they talk about is dollar productive activities and trying to make the right hires. They say if you can do three key hires, then you can reach that millionaire real estate agent model. They compare it to like climbing Mount Everest. Trying to, not too many people have done it, but once you get there, then it's much easier to stay there once you've kind of got all of the systems in place. And they basically say that you need to have three key hires to take care of,
yeah.
all of those big things. And obviously that's not, the only hires that you may or may not need, but they say that basically if you've got those three key hires, then you can definitely create $1 million business.
I mean, so what are like the three key hires? So like a VA, I'm assuming to.
So VA or, an ISA,
Okay.
somebody that's constantly doing the follow up,
Hmm.
a transaction coordinator,
Yeah.
somebody that's taking care of a lot of those non productive activities,
Uh-huh.
and then somebody that's doing all of your marketing. So
Ah.
basically, marketing, transaction, and follow up. Those three things, if you get those dialed in, then that's the pathway to success.
So what do you think like the biggest barriers are to getting there? So obviously, like you had to take some time and kind of recollect your thoughts on how you're going to do that. So in your, you know, sitting back and kind of thinking like, what are the biggest barriers that you see that you have to face right now to make that happen?
So I mean, the biggest one is hands down the two barriers, the huge ones are dollar productive activities, staying focused on your dollar productive activities,
Hmm.
and making that first assistant hire.
Yeah.
And that's that. A lot of people are scared because they're like, well, what if I don't produce? What if I don't do this? Da, 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 da. And it's like, they throughout the whole entire book they say if you're not if you don't hire an admin, you're the admin. If you don't hire a marketing person, you're the marketing person.
Uh,
If you don't hire someone to do all your running around for you, guess what? You're doing all the running around. Well, then all of these things are taken away from your dollar productive activities, which are the things that we love to do, which is engage our clients, giving value, asking for referrals, all of these things are the dollar productive activities that continue to foster and take care of your business, and so you've got to really figure out exactly what it is that from where you're at and where you need to go, and what are the things and the steps that you need to put in place to do that. And so it's scary. I mean, it's risky, it's scary, it's you just, some days you're just like, I don't know where the funds are going to come from. But the reality of it is that once you make these hires, then it really makes the rest of you, it's a huge weight being lifted off your shoulders, and you just realize that the things that you hated about the business are gone, and the things that you love about the business are flourishing. And it's in the thing too is that you've got the constant motivation to continue to move forward are the things that are going to get you to the goals that you're going to want to achieve. And so if you're not where you're at or where you want to be in your business, then you need to find what it is that you need to. And sometimes going back and revisiting some of these books and some of these people that have been there, done that, getting a mentor, a coach, an accountability partner, somebody that's in your life that is going to encourage you to reach those goals and take some of these risks. Because otherwise, what are you doing this for? I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's a business. You got to run it like a business, treat it like a business, and do the things that you need to do in order to get there. So, and sometimes it costs money,
Yeah. And the beauty of real estate is that there's like so many different ways to create your business. If you are really good at the admin stuff and you're really good at managing your office and delegating those kinds of tasks, then you can build a business purely focused on that and be just as profitable, if not more profitable, as the guy who only runs on referrals in his sphere. But if you're the kind of guy who only likes working with referrals in your sphere, and you have like that dream business where business just comes to you, you can still take a step back and see how you can further improve those processes. Maybe it's like adding a CRM or just increasing your marketing a little bit more so the house will sell faster for a higher dollar. That's something that you can do. Or if you're like me, where I'm pretty lazy and I like passive income, I like to just use technology to create those leads and then just refer them out. And I think it's taking a step back and just realizing, what are your strengths? What do you like doing? Because ultimately this shouldn't be a chore. You shouldn't I forget what the exact saying is, but you need to hop out of bed ready to go. You can't hit snooze 5 times and then slowly shuffle out of bed and pour your coffee and sit there and grumble about what you have to do today and then kind of make your way downstairs to the office. It has to be something that actually entices you to get out there and go do it. So yeah, so for me, what I needed to do when I wanted to restructure my business was actually take some time for myself and kind of recollect and think about, what do I like doing? Is that pretty much what you had to do, or did you take different steps to go about it?
In terms of
so you just said that you kind of take a step back and you're trying to figure out what you want to do ultimately to make your business grow to that 7-figure level, the millionaire agent. What do you recommend people do? What kind of strategies did you take? I kind of shut everything out and really, honestly, it took a few weeks just to kind of recollect my thoughts. Did you do any kind of strategies or exercises to make that happen?
Well, my biggest focus in real estate is to continue to self-educate and be a student of real estate.
Okay.
So my focus has always been on reading books and listening to podcasts on people that are doing this all across the country, and really just kind of figuring out what exactly it is that you have to do in order to become a top agent. And they all have certain things that are in place that they just have to have in order to reach that 7th level. And also, once you kind of reach top agent, in your market, then it's kind of like, okay, well, what's next? I mean, there's only so much one individual can do.
Totally.
Where it's like, okay, now it's time to build a team,
Mm-hmm.
and bring along other people for the ride. So,
and also making sure that you are the kind of person that actually wants to do that. Because if you don't want a team, then it's okay to sit there and say, you know what, I don't really want a team. I'm just going to maximize what I have and be happy. But some people, they do want the team, and realizing your strengths and understanding your wants, that bleeds into it so much. Otherwise, again, it's just going to become a chore for you. So, did you ever start doing something that you hated doing?
oh yeah.
Like what?
I mean, like, are you talking about real estate specifically?
Well, I was, but what do you got in mind?
I mean, I worked at an ag depot once, and it was doing canister maintenance. I did that for about 2 weeks, and it was like the absolute worst thing I've ever done in my entire life.
I'm assuming an ag
Short
is
of grave digging,
agriculture.
I did grave digging for a summer once, and that was
Seriously?
worse. Yeah.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, that oh god, that was bad. But I'm trying to think. I don't the amount of jobs I've had over the years, dude. I mean, I had 30 jobs by the time I was 30. Just
Wow.
doing different stuff.
Right.
And when I found real estate, I just had a huge passion for it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think there was ever a time where I really hated real estate. Just because it was just a natural like synergy between like your normal life and then just stuff that people automatically talk about. I mean, in some point, at some time during any conversation, real estate comes out of nowhere.
Right.
It does like, oh yeah, oh, what's going on? Oh hey, how long have you guys been living in this area? Oh yeah, we've been here about 10 years. Oh yeah. So you guys rent right now or you buy? Oh no, yeah, we've been renting. We're looking to buy something probably soon. Oh, did you know I'm a real estate agent? Like it's just so easy. It's just an easy, and it's just like, and for whatever reason, it just flows out. Like there's no like, it's almost like when you're having a conversation and you have like some home-based business, and you're just like, okay, how can I talk about LuLaRoe or you know, herbal essence or something, or selling oils or whatever it is. I don't even know what the heck it's, or Tupperware or whatever it is. Like you're just like, oh yeah, how long have you been in this house? Oh, I've been here a while. Oh, right on. Okay, so do you want to buy some stretchy pants?
How often do you
Like
put
this.
your food in Tupperware?
Yeah, I would love to buy some stretchy pants. It's not awkward at all. Like really, are you a Spanx dealership or something, or what's going on here? Like. Or, oh, do you got enough plastic bowls? Why are you buying all this Gladware in here? You should buy some Tupperware. Oh, yeah, Tupperware, that place sucks. Like all of a sudden the conversation starts spiraling down into nothingness, and that is not the conversation that I would want to have, like it's just,
Right. So, so you knowing all this though, like about yourself, that's obviously a big pillar to your business model then. Just being yourself and actually getting in front of people as yourself, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when people see me, I want them to say, oh, there's Mr. Real Estate. That's what I want them to say out loud. Then I can say, what's up, man? You want to buy or sell? What's going on? What are we doing here?
The question's already assumed by the time they even look at you, right?
Exactly. I've already established myself as the local, real estate guy in the area. So that's what I ultimately want. So, have an attraction business rather than a reaction business,
Yeah, right. So what are like some of the shortcomings that you've had to face in yourself to get to that, to even where you are right now? Like what are some of the shortcomings that you've had to just kind of work around?
So the biggest one is, you've got to put other people first, especially when you're trying to recruit. You want people to join your team because they don't care about as much of the business model, how it's going to benefit you as the one starting the team. Right. They want to know what's the value that you're going to bring to me in my career, in my life. Because when they're when your people are looking to take their businesses to the next level. Because what I'm finding is that, especially with the traditional brokerage model, is that it's here's your keys, here's your office.
Yeah.
Figure it out. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants the here's your keys and figure it out, because that's unfair, because when they go through real estate school, you go through real estate class, you get out and you're like, all right, man, I'm ready to move on to the next level. Let's do this. Let's build a business. And then they're like, all right, well, here's your keys. Here's your office. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, I thought this was a career, like a job, I thought. And it's like, oh no, you're cultivating your own crop, if you will. You got to find your seed. You got to water it. You got to plant it. You got to wait 6 months. You got to do all this stuff. It's
Right.
just like, seriously, like this has turned into not what I was signing up for. And that's how it was when I started. Here's your keys. Here's your office. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And then it was like, give me suggestions, maybe hire a coach. I hired a horrible coach for 3 months, and it was just horrible. And it was just like, all this old school, get your list, put your list together, start making calls, call your sphere, make sure everybody knows you're in real estate, that kind of stuff. And I think if I would have piggybacked my experience with doing door-to-door sales, I probably would have had a better result of just going out there, knocking on doors, kind of getting a good routine of how to cultivate people's ability to interact with me by being face-to-face, because I'm much more face-to-face than, making phone calls person. But not that I can't do it, because it's just, you got to wake up every day and motivate yourself and get in the right mindset to make phone calls.
Right.
And so that was the, the humble beginnings, the shortcomings. And, and even now it's, you just have to develop yourself and look at yourself as a leader in terms of, people looking up to you to help them build their careers, rather than looking at it from, just being some greedy bastard that wants to start a team and, just, I want to be an entrepreneur for the sake of being an entrepreneur. And that's the wrong attitude to have. So.
Right. All for the title, right? Such a great
Exactly. That's right. I'm an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I'm an entrepreneur. Nice to meet you.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's like kind of funny though, because, you talk about how originally you hired a coach and he kind of told you to do all this stuff and you just took it as what it was, this guy knows what he's doing. Whereas had you taken that step back and you're really thinking about your experience and your strengths, and had you just done the door knocking initially, do you think your business would have maybe not exploded, but like grown considerably faster had you just done what your strengths are?
Hands down, I would have gotten in front of more people. If I would have just knocked on 70 doors a day, I mean, that's 350 doors a week.
Chances are you're going to find
1,200 houses a month.
Yeah.
Chances are you're going to find 2 or 3 of those people that want to buy or sell a house.
Because do you know what your turnover rate is there?
I think it's 1 to 3%.
So let's just say 1.5 to be modest. If you were to, let's say 75% of the people are home. Oops. Should be able to do this math in my head. It's actually not that hard, but oh well. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, there you go. You should be able to do, at that conversion rate, you should be able to do about 7 deals a month.
Right. So yeah, I'm getting about a turnover rate of 13.5 per month. Let's just say you get half those deals, about what you said, about 7. That's considerably better. Yeah. Interesting. Or you could call 1,200 people, right?
Right.
But you don't like doing that. So that would be kind of like, you wouldn't have that motivation to go and do it. So maybe you do it for like 2 to 3 days, but at the end of the day, you don't
Well,
do it.
yeah, and the other problem would be is where are you going to get 70 numbers
It's
and
true.
name the numbers of people to call?
Yeah.
And so I mean, that there's addresses out there that are right, in your neighborhood. You can just go out there and get it.
Most of us need
And
exercise anyway, so
true. Well, and the other thing too is people just forget that real estate is sales.
uh,
It is sales, and we forget that. We're just like, oh no, I'm a real estate agent. No, you're a real estate salesperson.
mm,
You know, And if you're not doing sales and salesy type activities, then you're not going to sell anything.
right.
And so that was probably the biggest eye-opening thing that happened to me when I first started was, you know, oh, I'm going to be a real estate agent and sell houses, you know. But no, especially if you're a buyer's agent, you're selling yourself, and people just want to use you because you know they're like, oh, I like this guy. Let's use him.
Yeah.
We'll have him represent us because we hate renting. We want to get out. It sucks.
Right. Yeah.
So
Huh. Cool, man. Would you have anything to add to this awesome podcast?
no, I think that's it, man. Just get out there and start selling some stuff and act like a salesperson.
Yeah. Well,
Don't be
also,
giving people
yeah.
excuses why you ain't where you at and getting the deals you want to get. Just get out there and get it done and stop saying, well, I don't know, the phone's not ringing and I don't have any deals. Well, it's because you're still sitting in that chair, dude.
Yeah. But also, again, taking a step back and realizing, what you're good at, what you're not, and focusing only on the things that you're good at, because you're never going to get better at the things you suck at, right?
Right.
Maybe you'll
And
get better, but it's only going to be marginal as compared to the exponential that you could be if you just do the things you're good at.
yep.
So,
And two people have to interact in order for a transaction to happen.
right, you can't, and that's been a learning curve for me. You can't just rely on technology. There has to
Right.
be that ultimate synergy. The tech can do I guess we'll call it heavy lifting. It's really more sifting. It can do the sifting. But you really do need that human aspect to actually make that connection. And if that's not a part of your business model, you're just going to piss off a lot of people, honestly.
Right. Yep. Two people have to interact in order for a transaction to happen.
Yeah.
So
Cool, man.
write that down.
So how can people get a hold of you? Because you offer some kind of mentorship. What other? How can people get more information from you?
Yeah, so you can go to my Facebook page at JP's Real Estate page. You can PM me there. You can text me directly, 307-772-1184. You can go to my website, titanreteam.com, or you can Google me, JP Fluellen, and that's Fluellen as in Nancy. And or I can do a free coaching call. You can call me on that number, and if it's a right fit, we can either talk about joining my team, or we can talk about how we can build your businesses, and so we can talk about that too. So
Do you have a landing page for your free coaching call? Like a place people
I
can sign up?
don't, I don't. Should we get that set up?
Yeah, we really should. Just make you a bit.ly JP coaching call. People could just go
Okay.
there.
Yeah, we could probably maybe even set it up on a calendar.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I use
I
it
have a
too.
calendar.
Okay, perfect.
So
Yeah, you can even set that up so that it's auto scheduling. We'll take care of that. Guys, obviously this is kind of my realm of things. I'm all into technology. We're combining the best of both worlds. JP is obviously the personality behind real estate. I'm more the tech minded. That's our goal with Success Agent. We're trying to rebuild this so we can give you guys a little bit more structure, a little bit more predictability, I guess. And we really need your input. We need your feedback. So, if this really does resonate you, what we're talking about, let us know. If not, definitely let us know. And, our goal is to it's important, right? We got to know if it's not good. Definitely just let us know what's going on in your head, and if you want to hear more, or if you want to hear less of something else. So until next week, guys, it's good talking to you, JP, and see you next week.